Ask.
Hello. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to a special dev stream for Sentinels of Earth Prime. It is the eighth anniversary of Sentinels this week, and so part of our celebrations is a dev stream for Earth Prime, which is well underway. Joining me today is Jennifer Green. Hey, Jen.
Hi, everybody.
Jen's going to be showing off some environment construction today. We're in the early stages of putting together Subterra, the expansion environment from the Magical Mysteries Pack. And I will be showing some more UI development of making the UI customized for Earth Prime. I guess without further ado, take it away, Jen.
All right. So today we're going to be working on building the Subterra environment for Sentinels of Earth Prime, as John mentioned. And it's a subterranean environment. It's underneath the earth, and there's, I guess, lizard people and mutants. So I'm going to share some of the card art. So what's on the screen right now is the deck back. So I'll go back to it. So there's like caves with crystals. There's like interesting old buildings and
Serpent Temple.
waterfalls. It's got a little bit of everything in this environment. So, and then there's like staircase going down caves. Also, all sorts of things happening in Subterra. So, I guess actually what I'll do is I will show everybody what I have so far for cameras set up. And it's very dark right now. I have a lot of work to do on lighting because I think we can do some really cool things with lighting. So right now I got like some stairs going down the cave and some more stairs building, and then like some ruins. I started sticking some crystals in to see how that will look. Although I think we need some better crystals, but. So that is where I'm at so far, and I will show you how the scene is constructed. So because it's like underground and everything's real dark, and I have some special things I set up in the scene for testing purposes only. Like I added an extra bright light so I can actually see what I'm working on instead of just like wandering around in the dark. And then I'm also going to turn off the fog while I'm working on it. But the fog is turned on in the demo scene where it captures it. So, and as you can see, the texture on the terrain is not high res enough. But for the moment, it's all right. So, let's see. So this camera looked super dark. So let's go over there and add some lights. So turn on this light. Because without that light on, it's real dark. And I will. Yeah, so there's like a little preview on the bottom window. The game window shows a little preview of what that camera looks like, and definitely need some better lights in here. So let's do. I'm gonna make a little folder of lights. So create empty. We're gonna call this lights. I'm gonna stick a point light in there, and I'm looking through the art, like what colors were used, and there's a lot of these cold blues and greens and yellows, which is good because it'll look a lot different than Tartarus, which was a lot of like blues and purples and reddish colors. So this is a colder environment. So let's. We'll make this like. That's kind of neat. It's not positioned correctly, but we
Ooh.
can. Yeah. Like I said, I was like, that was what I was excited to work on. Like the first thing when I thought about this environment was like, wow, we can do some really cool lighting effects.
Yeah.
So this might be a little too bright, but.
Yeah, you can maybe have it like the light is coming from the bottom, like there's something around the corner that you can't see yet. Could be interesting. I don't know if it would reach far enough, but
You mean like coming from the back?
Yeah,
Or
I don't know. Such an idea.
yeah, I mean, we can make it reach as far as we want. I don't know if that's exactly what you were thinking. But...
Yeah, like imagine like you see something down a hallway, like there's a light coming from around a corner, casting a shadow or something like that. It's like, oh, there's something down there, and it's like
Yeah,
illuminating the stairs in like with ambient light, I guess. But you can see like there's something down there.
ooh,
I don't know
casting
if that
shadows.
works.
It's doing some strange
Yeah,
things.
maybe
I
might
thought
not
I
be
thought it
set
would
up
be
right.
cool, but it's not. Whoops, not hard shadows, no shadows. Well, I think we can do multiple lights in here. Is I think
That's
what
true.
I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna do one back there, and I want it to be like way back there.
Yeah. Then it's like, oh, what's down at the bottom of the stairs? Something mysterious.
Yeah, and then we can have a less bright version. It's further in. You can even bump this one up. That could be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's. I mean, it's definitely better than what was there, and I'm thinking I'll probably stick some crystals in this hallway.
Cool. Yeah, that looks
Maybe
good.
I'll. Yeah, I think that's a good direction for that one. All right, let's check out the next camera.
It's weird that align view to selected doesn't have a hotkey, but everything else does. In
Yeah,
that
isn't that
menu.
interesting? Because it's, and that's one of the functions that I use constantly.
Yeah.
Working in environments, constantly aligning view to selected to, and especially the bigger the environment gets, the more that it gets used. So we can do some cool lighting in here as well.
We have a first time chat. Welcome, Nicholas Paul, who picked up Sentinels
Welcome.
Multiverse on sale. Awesome. Yeah, there's a big sale on for the anniversary. Yeah, and Earth Prime is looking great, says Nick. So thanks very much. We're working on making it look super cool. Both the environment backgrounds and the character art is looking great as well. So
Yeah, actually, if we want to later in the stream, we could show some of our new character art too.
sure.
There's there's a lot of it now. Like the core heroes are all on there.
Yeah, I think we're like 90% done or something like that.
Yeah, that sounds right. I know there's still like some variants and stuff in the expansion characters. Yeah, some light coming from the side there. That's good. All right. This one a little less green. All right. Those are some lighting improvements for those cameras, and then this camera I think is too zoomed in where it's at. And I think this will be another one. I'll just add some lights and pulls. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Now we'll go to the fun area. It has lots of props and stuff to move around. So I have some of these rooms set up, and I think I'm gonna need some more lights in here. Although with the fog turned on, that's why I put the fog on for this section, because you got like mountains and nebulous shapes in the background. So I thought it really needs it over here. And We got these buildings. So let's add some more buildings over here. We've got, turn the slide back on. Yeah, so I've got I pulled together some like little groups of things to test it out. We have this neat pack.
Yeah, that's the Deadly Dungeons.
Deadly Dungeons. And it has what they call blueprints, which are pre-made buildings. So we got like this. We got like a square, like a cube one, and some more ruins. Yeah, that's the big one that's in there. So let's see. I guess we'll see how this looks. Put some of these little buildings over here. Gotta have a place for the lizard people to live, right? And yeah, in the card art, there's, let's see, yeah, not so much there, but on these ones you can see like there's like snakes on all the buildings, so that might be something to add in.
Yeah, maybe we can find some snake statue thing and add it to the top of the buildings like that.
Yeah, because that's a pretty distinct thing for this environment.
And the waterfalls coming off.
Yeah, the waterfalls are cool. In here, recreating waterfalls in Unity is an interesting experience. So, but we will be doing that. Probably not. I'm probably not going to get to that today on the stream. But
sure.
it's something that will eventually make its way into the environment. So. All right. Let's stick a few of these here. Let's add. Probably not head on. Let's see. There's all sorts of little props we can stick in there. Floors, rubble. Yes, that looks like a floor. Piles of stones. Funny.
It's more of a ruins.
Yeah. Well, yeah, like it's in the folder it's called. But a little pile of stones would be neat. Nice to add in. Also looks like these buildings are floating right now. Yeah, they totally were floating. That's okay. Wondering if it might make sense to just have like these nice floor tiles on the ground here. Let's do it that way. Do it that way instead. I'm talking to myself, but I should talk louder so people can hear what I'm saying.
That's all right. It's all about talking to yourself in the dev stream.
Right. This is true. That's cool. some lights in here. I wonder if there's jungle vines. That could be kind of fun. Have little like roots growing onto the ground here.
Yeah, that's true.
It's very dark. So we're gonna add some more lights up here. Oh, fans are kicking off.
Yeah, I can hear that.
Computer knows Unity is
Yeah, even when it's not in play mode, it's still like a lot.
Yeah, it's doing its thing.
That's why these are screen grabs for the game and not live environments. Performance was a problem.
Yeah. Well, we tried that briefly 8 years ago.
Yeah.
And redirected, right?
Yeah, we were like, it was okay on, testing in Unity on the computer, but then you bring it onto an iPad and it was just not happening. Having a live big 3D environment that was captured was too much. And turned out to be, it would have, I think, been even more work to generate those environments in such a way that they need to be performant.
Well, that's true, because they would have all been animated then.
Yeah.
That was the idea, and that was the part that was...
Yeah, like we had the dinosaurs walking around in paths and like all that stuff, right?
Right, and then a volcano was erupting.
Yeah.
there was a lot of things happening, and it would have been really cool, actually, if that had worked out, but...
Yeah.
But you know what I realized the other day is that this is the 30th environment that I'm working on.
Oh, really? Nice.
Yeah, because there were 27 for regular Sentinels, and then Farsight City, Tartarus, and then Subterra. So.
Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah. Well, 30th environment I'm working on for Sentinels universe, I should say.
Right.
Theoretically, there were environments for our other games. I'm in the 9th, definitely, at an environment.
Yeah, and you're helping out with Cam on Terminus. Yep. And we'll most likely be doing Freedom City as a 3D environment too. It has some images we've been using from one of their source books, but it doesn't seem to quite fit compared with everything else. So
yeah, I think that will work better in 3D.
At least we can use those as a reference. So
yeah, that's one thing, is we have a very good reference to look at. We can make sure that it doesn't look the same as Megalopolis.
Yeah.
Because it's a similar type of environment.
I wonder if Funny Bunny will make an appearance though.
Well, I feel like Funny Bunny needs to have a, if it's such a big chain, that they would have a location.
They'd be cross universe.
Right, cross universe
franchise.
I mean, why not, right? Vines are interesting. I'm not sure if I like them or not yet. But... All right, and we gotta get this light less. Oops. Yeah, so the lighting for the outdoor buildings look very blue. So I guess a little bluer. That might be a little too blue, but. wonder things. So strange the way Unity puts things into the scene at the top. It's bizarre to me. But that's okay.
I think there might be an option for that in the general preferences, but I'm not sure.
There probably is. Like every version of Unity that comes out, they change something.
Yeah, and also like your preferences are specific to each Unity version, I think. So like, yeah.
Yeah, uh, that is very true. Unity really has changed over the years.
Has it been good working in 2022 for these environments?
Um, yeah, I'm not honestly seeing any huge advantages over the previous versions, but it seems to be working okay.
Okay, maybe some nicer lighting and stuff.
Yeah, the lighting, I think something changed with the lighting, and it does seem like it looks a little nicer. And yeah, like there's all sorts of fancy new features that I haven't entirely explored, but yeah, lighting is definitely pretty nice. All right. Let's move down the path here and see what else we want to. It's camera 7 already. Wow. Time flies sometimes in environment land. All right. Lights. See it reflecting there. All right. Let's pick another building to add in. We got one of these yet. The ruined entrance. Shrine. That's pretty cool. Let's turn on my testing light because otherwise it's just bumbling around in the fog.
Oh, it's a big shrine.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. So how do I feel about the placement of it? Should we? Yeah, I guess we can do it like that. And then just the camera. Or action. Yeah, there we go. And there can be. Sure. The ground needs some stuff. Let's see. These ground vines seem fitting. No, let's do more of these big stone. And it looks like the building is flooding. Maybe that's okay. I can slide the stones right underneath.
Yeah, maybe they're set up so that that can happen.
Yeah, that's what it's looking like. Which is actually very handy. Range go like. So there's too many things happening there. Way up in the distance. All right. What types of objects are there in Subterra? And then random snake sculptures. Oh,
You'd expect it to be like a torch or something, but you don't actually see that.
yeah, that's what I was looking before I started adding something like a torch in, but I'm not seeing.
Doesn't mean there aren't or can't be, but
Yeah, we have all sorts of dungeon torch things. I don't think so much in this pack. Sculptures. Maybe. Prefabs mossy. Oh, hey, look at this. There's floors that already are covered in moss. That's
cool.
kind of cool.
It's like all the same stuff but mossy, so you could mix them up.
Yeah, that's kind of fun. Do some interesting variation that way. It doesn't look very good there, so I'll delete it. But I didn't see that before. Oh, and pillars covered in moss. Pretty cool. Let's put a pile of rubble in there. Just for funsies. We also have these other packs with all sorts of. Oh, that's a. This is a really old pack. From Realm of Discord, actually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because I was like, oh, maybe there'll be something in there that's sort of interesting, but so far I don't think it's the right vibe here. But got some hourglasses. I know those pop.
Those are definitely in Realm of Discord.
Yes. yeah, I figured you'd probably recognize those.
Is that from Ruins of Atlantis? Oh, okay.
It's from Tartarus. Yeah, Ruins of Atlantis was like the first one I worked on, and I feel like I could redo it and make it so much cooler now.
Yeah.
But what objects? Yeah, because these I believe. Yeah, these have little lights in them, and I think if I put it into in play mode, there'd be little flames in them. I'm not sure that's. Where is the? Yeah, the dungeon catacombs. Yeah, because there's also like these little types of lights too. I wonder if something like that would be good here.
Yeah, brazier.
Yeah, I mean not necessarily this camera, but in general.
Seems like something that lizard people would use.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. That seems
Could
to
even
fit
be
pretty.
like a different color fire or something. It's like magical or something like that.
Yeah, I'm wondering if that'll do anything. Of course, mostly back there. It doesn't look like this one has flames in it, but we can put flames in it. Why don't we do that? Stick some flames in it. I like my own flames. Alright, so we have this crazy wood. Okay, yeah. Some of the other prefabs in this pack had particles in them, but this one doesn't. So we will make one. It's always fun to make particles, right?
Yep.
This one is definitely rotated the wrong direction, or blowing the wrong direction. Let's see what's going on here. We can just rotate it for starters. I want to make sure I get the preview of it going in the bottom game window. All right. And I guess we should probably make it look like something that's not balls of default particles, right?
Probably.
Yeah, seems like a good idea. Now I'm wondering if there's a flame. I kind of thought there would be. Can't see it for whatever reason. Two sparks. It looks like fire coming off. Oh, look, I just.
Looks like it's just a bunch of Roman candles.
I'm not sure that was what I had, what I was imagining this looking like, but. All right. Well, this is not perfect, but well,
It's a start.
it's a start. And obviously, these shouldn't all look exactly the same. So for starters, we can have them coming in at various degrees of transparency and rotations. And then the other thing, and then also we should vary the start size. And then have it fade out over time. So there's the color over lifetime element here, and we can the top right little box changes the end alpha, so you can see it fading out. It's moving a little bit fast still. But we can vary the speed too, why not? Not more. And the size, actually. There's a size over lifetime, now that I'm thinking about it. not exactly making it's starting out a little too small here. I'm gonna say this should probably move a little slower and last a little longer. So we'll do. Oh, Unity. Right now we have the base sitting a little too low. It still seems awful bright. Yeah, maybe something like that. And the question is, do we want the flames, or should they be some other color? I don't know. I'll leave them as regular fire colored for right now. And Unity loves to do this. That's one thing I've noticed with the newer version of Unity. I don't know if it's a preference or what, but the particle preview like just goes away sometimes. And I don't know why. Like I have to reload the scene to get it back. So
It ran out of particles.
I guess it must have. And we can stick this. We can put another one of them back here. In theory. Can even rotate it a little so it doesn't look exactly the same. So that's interesting. I mean, when we capture it, it'll be a still frame of the smoke, but yeah, that's interesting. It's interesting direction. All right.
We could add a light from where the fire is too.
Yes, that is something we should definitely do. Okay. I'll put a halo on it so I can see where it is in the scene as I'm working on it, but looks like that range is really big. Woo! Okay. And if we're keeping these orange, we can make it match the flamey flame.
That's cool. Yeah, you see the light cast from it.
Yeah, that was good call. And we can even make it cast shadows. All right, so we'll put this on the other one as well. It's the only, so it's one. Yeah, that's kind of neat. So now we've got, adds a little bit more going on here. And we might even want to put one of these in one of the previous cameras. And that one needs some work. Oh, right, because I have the testing lights on. So let's see what this looks like when I turn that off. Yeah, that's even better because like.
Right, that's the primary light for their life, I guess.
Right, yeah, right, because we're underground. There's no sunlight coming down here. I'm wondering if those vines should be green, not this like washed out gray color. Oh. Ooh. Furniture's over there. Light it up. Ooh. Sugar. Yeah, I don't know if I want one of these here or not. Maybe between the buildings we can stick one. Make sure there's a floor back there too. Yeah, what kind of a material is on these vines right now? Looks like I put a gap with the floor. Root bark material. Well, let's see. I feel like you should not be so great about maybe not quite that green. Really darker. No, I guess that's something I'll have to mess around with to get the right color. It's just sticking out way too much. Wait, what? Should be something in between these two buildings, huh? Or I could move them closer together, but I feel like there's enough fun little assets that could stick in there. No, those have little skulls on them. That's fun. Right, I'm like, how... There's a variety of ways this could go. Not a wall thing. It's a weird wall. It's like just chilling. Wall piece. Wall piece. I guess you can just put another wall piece on top of it in theory. Does it line up if I flip it? No. Oh, it makes a plain wall. That might be better, actually. Yeah, let's do that.
Not so many skulls.
Well, I can stick the skulls there too. What do you think?
Maybe put some skulls on top of the wall. There's like separate skulls. I don't know.
Are there? I feel like there should be somewhere. Oh yeah, look, there's totally skulls. Where did these come from? Curious now. Are those from? Yeah, these are Realm of Discard skulls. Perfect. Cross. Cross multiverse.
Just, your classic pile of skulls
Yeah.
on your garden wall.
Well, where else would you keep them? Skulls everywhere. I guess this one could be on its side, maybe. Nah, that's not. That's not creepy at all. I guess maybe one felt will fall off the ledge and be on the ground.
That one could be on its side. It's falling down.
Looking on the wrong thing in Unity. So what else is it, right? Yeah, that's better.
Yeah.
That one's looking right at the person, but
yeah.
Yeah, now I'm like, should I? Because in reality, like this in the game, most the skulls will mostly be covered up by the character in the middle.
Yeah, it depends on the panel it's in, though. Yeah.
Little Easter egg in the middle. Have a pile of skulls. But you can stick skulls in other places too. There's all sorts of interesting things in here. This isn't from Realm of Discord. This is the modular dungeon catacombs.
Ah.
Yeah, there's these. Oh, here's more skull.
Oh, yeah.
A skull wall. Interesting.
Tomb skull. Catacombs, I guess.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, wow.
I feel like I don't know if that belongs here or not.
Yeah, maybe somewhere else. But
well, yeah, not in this camera, but that's something to keep in mind. Yeah, one of the. Let's see. Yeah, maybe here, where there's not a ton happening. Or just another camera completely.
Yeah, could be on a new one.
Yeah, let's just make a new camera. Can have it coming from the other end anyway. Let's see. Oh, there's an inside to this building.
Oh, they have interiors. There you go.
Yeah, I hadn't even thought about that. Very cool. All right, so first we need a light. Oh, look at this. That's a fun inside. Interior lights. Yeah, we don't really see the interiors of these buildings much, except the caves. looks like there's a hole in the ceiling. Yeah, there totally is. Which is okay. But we can stick something there. What would be good to stick in here? Skull wall? No, probably not. But yeah, that's neat. Gosh, I don't know what would be inside their buildings.
Their kitchen. I don't know.
Right.
Living room, sofa,
You could put a staircase.
big screen
going up
TV.
into- You can put some stairs going. Pretend there's a staircase around the corner here. Not sure if that makes sense.
Yeah, maybe if it's the edge is hidden. You know,
Yeah.
it's better.
And then it's like, is it stairs? Is it a pile of bricks? Who knows? Could be any number of things. We could have a pillar going up through that little hole, like the chimney.
Yeah.
Which one of these looks? I guess this first one. We can scale it up too.
Guess it's right in front of the stairs.
Well, I was, yeah, that's true. Well, like I was thinking I would line it up with that big hole that's in the back
Right.
there. I guess that's a large hole. I don't know if I like that or not. It's different. I wonder how that looks from the outside.
Maybe you could put some kind of plant or something going up the hole instead.
Like the vines, or
Yeah,
like
have vines coming down or something like that. Instead of it just being a blank hole, have the vines coming down through the hole.
it's a good idea. Oh, I could use the mossy version. I don't know if that would be better. Yeah, I'll just add the vines on top. Jungle vines. A few different ones. Maybe this one. Where'd you go? Yeah, that's then it kind of wraps around. Oh, it's getting real dark back here. I guess that doesn't show up.
The light doesn't
by the roof.
The light doesn't come inside.
Right, I literally blocked the light entrance with this.
I was thinking in like without that pillar, just having the vines coming down through the hole, but I don't know if that works.
Oh. Yeah, there's no reason that couldn't work. Let's try that. So this is Mayan pillar brick large. So if we get rid of that.
Maybe there's other vines that look more like they're hanging.
Yeah, that would probably there are better vines than that for.
Like that one, maybe.
Yeah, that one. It's also way too dark to see it.
Yeah, you can't even see it.
But that's an easy fix.
Yeah, you could have some spooky light coming through the hole, right?
Totally could.
It could be interesting.
Absolutely. You can make it like some really wild. Okay, that's not the right color, but.
Oh yeah, that's cool. It's like, what's going on?
Yeah, I like this. Let's see, and where did the vine go? I feel like the vine has got lost in here.
I think it's like in the wall.
Yeah, it looks like it's inside the wall at the moment.
Or like, I don't know, in the cave. It's gone somewhere.
It ran away. It ran away from home. Wow, where did it go? All right, so let's. Okay. Vine. Fun times working in 3D. Stuff just gets lost in the abyss. You know what? We're gonna delete that. We're gonna bring it in again. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, because we could have it coming in from multiple directions. That's a little too big and too green, but oh, look at the little skull on the wall. That's fun. These are only one-sided. That's okay.
Yeah, those look cool coming in.
Yeah, like it is pretty cool. I think I might add another variety of them.
Yeah.
To kind of mix it up a bit. So like that's the one that's in there. I can add one of these two. Where are you? There you are. Yeah, I'm thinking like these scraggly ones behind it to kind of fill in the. Yeah, that was a good idea to have the vines coming in through this opening in the ceiling here. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Cool.
I feel like we need something in front of this wall by the door. Oh, and I just realized that there's like stairs going out.
Oh, there's already stairs there, but you can't see them in the shot. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah, could do like there's some of those statues and stuff, or a brazier, or another like fire thing, or both. There's a
Yeah,
whole thing of sculptures and different things in there too.
yeah, these like there's like teeth.
Yeah, I think it's like parts to make like faces.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. There are all sorts of interesting bits and pieces in here. That is a face. Um, what would be good right there? Maybe one of these like more abstract pieces. Just that's kind of creepy.
Mm.
It's like an eyeball or something.
Yeah, it says mask eye.
Yeah. Maybe the random eye is not the right one to stick in there. Mouth?
Mm. Hey, why not a mouth? It's
Yeah,
like
well, it's
Domo-kun.
not.
Mm.
Kind of funny. I don't know. I don't love it.
Yeah, maybe we find something that's like snake
Yeah,
related
like
that
I'm
we
not.
put. I think something like the snake stuff, if we get some snake
Yeah, I
statues,
think
would go well
we'll
there.
stick some like snake because that's because I think the because this is not based on you know
Yeah, it's not really
anything that we have.
Mayan, right? That's the
It's not. Yeah, no, it's
yeah.
not Mayan. It's lizard people. So
We'll find
yeah,
some
because it's
cobra
interesting. They actually have
statues.
like brick buildings with waterfalls coming out of them.
Mm-hmm.
That's but great. So we have an interesting start here, and I think I've probably been talking for about an hour at this point.
Yep. Yeah, that's been
So
an hour.
yep. So what I'll do is I'll go and I'll see what we can see what the current status of what the cameras are looking like with updated lighting and some more props. And we want to enter play mode maximized. Yeah, this I don't like. This is one thing that changed is this drop down. It used to be
Oh, just like a toggle. Yeah.
yeah, because there was only two options. So yeah, we got some spooky green light coming in to this cave, and then yeah, we'll add some lizard or snake imagery in
Yeah,
here.
maybe a torch and stuff in there too.
Yeah,
Could be
I
good.
think that could use that. Um, yeah, and that'll be we'll add crystals to this one, and yeah, probably a torch or something in there.
You can see the torches in that in the
But
background.
oh yeah, you totally see
That's
them.
kind of
Yeah,
cool.
so it is
I don't
kind of
mind it.
cool. So yeah, we could either have more torches in here to balance it out, or block that with some
Yeah.
stones of some sort. But
Yeah, I don't mind it.
yeah, and actually, like the top of this building from a distance looks vaguely snake-like, so that's
Yeah.
kind of good. That is. Um, then we have our skull wall and some more fairy things, and then our interior.
Cool.
Not creepy at all, right?
That's nice.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess that wraps up our environment portion of the stream. But now we get to go into the wild world of UI.
That's right. All right. So, yeah, you can stop sharing screen if you like, and I will switch over to my screen. And I guess feel free to stay on if you want, and you can watch from Twitch if you want, I guess.
Yeah, sure. I'll stay and I'll mute myself so I don't make noise.
Sure. But yeah, I'll be like, putting stuff in the UI and we can chat about that. So let's open up the Sentinels project, which I had closed here for just to keep things copacetic. All right. This is now time warping to Unity 2017, which we do have to upgrade soon. But
Yeah, it's kind of funny after working in Unity 2022, and then it's like back in time
yeah,
with NGUI.
yeah, still a little bit back in time, but that's all right. Okay, so I'm just gonna put your little Skype window on my other screen and try to make Unity bigger. There we go. Okay, so yeah, let's take a look at the state of things right now. I don't want that to play music, and we can just hit play. So last time we were working on some things in the game view to make the corners of things look nice and have some the white background and stuff. And so you can see we've refined some of that. So those corners are looking pretty close to being done. They're not totally perfect, but they're very close. We've got the different colored borders as well as a few other things that are now showing up in the Earth Prime style. I'm just going to continue doing more of that today, getting things looking more like Earth Prime. I'm getting a weird scaling thing happening here. There. I just changed the scale and everything stopped getting weirdly stretched out. So that's good. Yeah, so we'll take a look at a few things in here. Maybe we'll adjust the deck and trash buttons. Maybe some dialogue pop-ups. Like right now we pop up to look at the cards. We got this sort of Sentinels of the Multiverse theme. We want that to look like Earth Prime. Generally, like anytime we see the fonts of Multiverse, we want to change those to the fonts from Earth Prime, and images and colors and stuff like that. You can see we've got the small cards showing up now for all of the Earth Prime cards. And, both full cards and small cards. But still, a lot of the UI is all multiversy, and that's something we're adjusting. All right, so let's, I guess, look at some images that Jennifer made and get those into Unity here for us. So Jennifer made a few UI elements that we can use as basis, and we'll be iterating on a few different things for that. But a few general UI parts like some boxes, different shadings, and button images, and boxes and more boxes and things. So we'll bring in a few of those and into we have a comic frame atlas that's just built up of a lot of different things that we use for different parts of the UI. Most of the UI is just built out of these, relatively small list of things. And so I'm going to add those things in. So we have a source images folder here, and I'm going to make a subfolder in here for Earth Prime so we can keep things organized. Sorry, I'm getting some notifications, but I have to leave that on because I'm expecting someone to pick something up soon, and I need them to be able to call me. So we have, this character panel corner, sprite, and white square inverse corner. Those are part of those things, and I think there's the hard corner is part of it as well. Those are Earth Prime specific. The other things are multiverse stuff. So let's drag in some of these other things. So maybe we'll just grab the generic button. And sliceable things, and then we'll see if we want the other things as well. I think, and let's just pull up the rule book, which is helpful to look at for reference of visual style stuff. So you can see they have these sort of boxes with the rounded corners and the circles and, you know, these sort of headings that we can use for button ideas and stuff like that. Typically, the top right and bottom left things are rounded, so we'll bring. I think there's a button that has that style in here, and then we have, yeah, like these button styles as well. So yeah, I don't think we'll use this button for. That's kind of the opposite way. But we can bring these ones in as ideas. And I'm not sure we're going to need these full-size textures yet. I guess we might. We'll probably want them for like the... We'll probably want like a neutral colored one, and then we can color it. So like this one maybe. Are these tileable? Do you know, Jennifer? These boxes?
No, not at the moment. They're not tileable.
Okay.
But if we need tileable versions, I will get tileable versions.
Cool. Yeah, we'll probably want that for like the dialogue boxes and stuff that can be any size. But we can always just stretch them out or whatever right now.
Sure.
And these should be UI textures with no bitmaps and no compression. All right, and let's add them into comic frame. And then we can use them. And all right, so we can start looking at replacing some things in here. And generally what I'm going to do is like make some changes that are not necessarily perfect, and then Jennifer can go in and make some adjustments afterwards. I think like making some of the stuff that you see all the time here are going to be pretty useful. So like the discard button, the deck button, the elements here on the character panel. Let's see if we can update those for Earth Prime. So like, you know, you hit play here and it looks like Earth Prime. We still have, I think, on the list is to change those icons and stuff too, but it still looks different because they're black instead of white. So the character panel is where that stuff lives, and it's a prefab, so we can pull it up here. You can see it has all those items, and you can see we've got this red border is the Earth Prime border, which gets turned off if it's not needed for multiverse, and then it gets customized with the color based on the deck type and everything. But we can, yeah, set up the discard pile. So this discard pile uses this image here called discard pile. And it's got a label and a highlight that's just, I think, yeah, nothing fancy. And so yeah, so we're gonna want to change this sprite. We'll probably make a new sprite for this, but we can add just a basic one here, and we'll say for Earth Prime we'll change the sprite to we'll just say, I don't know if we have something that's particularly specific for a discard. Yeah, I don't think you made that yet, Jennifer.
No, and I think like in my mock-ups I just like inverted that one just to have something that looked different, but
Sure. Let's just change it to box 02 for now, and you can always change it. Basically, if we've got these things set up, then it's easy to change them. So let's make it go to box 02, and we'll make the text here, change its font to probably Newsflash, and that's probably it. It actually has a gradient on the font, doesn't it? Yeah, we can leave that potentially. And yeah, let's just try applying that and seeing how that looks. It's not going to look awesome because it's just a square, but It looked different. Yeah, so we see the different font. We'll probably have a different actual um, special sprite for the discard pile. For the deck, I think the main thing we're going to change is just the font, because I guess there's a border that we're probably not going to want. So let's take a look at that for the deck here. Deck panel. So, yeah, I think this sprite is just blank. Yeah, it's not showing anything. There's an outline sprite that I think we want to turn off. Or we could change it to like a shadow, potentially, but let's just turn it off for Earth Prime for now. We just mark the hide. And then on the label, we will change the font once again to Newsflash. And let's take a look at that. Yeah, so the difference is the button general actually has like an outline. I wonder if we should use the card titles font, because it comes with an outline. Should probably use that for these instead. I should take a look at your mock-up and see what you had there. Let's have a look here. Just pull up my browser. Yeah, so we've got the outline. So let's take a look at just using that outline font instead. Instead of Newsflash, we'll use the card titles font. And here as well. All right, cool. We have like a funny offset going on here. I'm not sure. That's probably because of some strangeness with red state, blue state, or whatever. That this thing is not actually in the center. We might have to make an offset sort of thing on here, because I'm sure that's happening. That's offset because of a weirdness in the other font, and this font doesn't have that weirdness. So that's cool. But it's, yeah. So I think we're actually probably gonna want this. Yeah, we might play with the sizing and stuff of these things as well. But that's sort of the right direction, is getting these labels to look better. We probably want to turn off the gradient on that, because that's not really a thing that is happening in Earth Prime stuff. So maybe we'll add that to our script here. Series Customizer will have a way to disable the gradient, or we can just maybe change the gradient colors on here. I think sprites can have a top gradient too, right? Yeah, I think they can as well have a gradient. Yeah, so let's add these things. So we have button colors and stuff. We can add in top gradient. And bottom gradient. And widget. Yeah, it doesn't have gradient, but sprite has gradient. Yeah. There's also a thing about whether or not to apply a gradient. And I think we can include that here. Because most of the time we don't use a gradient, so if it's defaults to false, it's fine. And so, yeah, so here, let's check if the label isn't null. And I'm not going to set it for sprites unless we need it, because right now we just need it for labels. So let's do that. And by default, it's just going to turn off the gradient, which is fine by me right now. So I don't think there's any other places we use this that we want the gradient. So all right, so our discard pile thing doesn't have gradient. Our deck also doesn't have gradient. We might want to have something to change the font size or something, but for now, that's kind of, you know, in the right direction. I guess where we're using it, I don't even know what that font is. Is that a different font with the 5 that is like slanty? Is it the same font? No, it's different, right? The 5 looks like that over here. I don't know what that font is. I don't know if that's from Earth Prime or something else. Yeah, it's not Myriad Pro, it's not Newsflash. It's not Unmasked, it's just something else. All right. But yeah, we'll use Unmasked for that. Or sorry, the card title's Newsflash font, I think, for that. So cool. So there's some deck and discards. I got the skip button earlier and this hint as well. One thing I want to do is probably, that should be a lowercase d here, which when it was all completely uppercase because of red state, blue state, it didn't matter. We can also go ahead and update these other things in the character panel. We don't have all the images there, but we can at least put in placeholders for them. So let's do that. Go back to here where we have our other items. So we've got cards in hand, cards in play, and HP. So cards in hand has an icon here. We can add the series customizer. We'll just change all these to that gray box, except the HP one we have. For now, we'll just go with the gray box. And the label, we will replace it as well with the same font. Maybe we'll have a special font for these, but for now we'll just use the card titles font. And same thing with this one. And if we want to do something like more complicated, we can certainly do more than just this series customizer, but it's, you know, obviously really convenient to just set things this way if everything is the same otherwise. And then, yeah, HP icon, we do have a better HP icon. This label is definitely I don't know if this is a card title. I think they don't use they just use Newsflash plain with no border for that. And yeah, the HP icon we don't actually have in the atlas, so let's grab it. We have it in another atlas, so we're gonna have to, yeah, the HP violator. There's a different one for Earth Prime. this one. I'm just gonna copy it also. Go up, go up, go up, go up, here. And what do we call it in this? We have different names for it in different places. I guess it's just HP validator, so HP validator is prime. Cool. All right, so let's get the name of that, and we'll put it here. And, oh, I need to add the series customizer. And we are going to probably have to change, it's probably going to have the wrong aspect ratio because the other one is a different aspect ratio. Maybe we'll make a version of this icon just for here that has the same aspect ratio just to give us less work to do, I think. We'll probably do that. So it's going to look a little squashed here in the meantime, but I think that's okay. For today, we'll get that adjusted. So yeah, let's add that to the atlas here. And layer changes. So that should be all of those items. You can see how like creating a script that can do these things for you can save you a lot of time. Oh yeah, so it looks like those things are actually in a different atlas than in... I should have realized that. These are actually in, not in comic frame. These are in character panel support. Okay. That is this little atlas. So that little atlas needs to have some sprites added to it. And it's very tiny. Okay, so we'll probably make very specific tiny icons that should fit in this space and not end up taking up too much space. You can see the fonts change though, but we have blank sprites. So let's actually, we don't need to add that, turns out to, I don't want to add. I want to add nothing. I want to remove the HP Violet EP from this. Didn't need that in there. And I want to add it into character panel support here. Yeah, okay. Earth Prime. So that's going in here, and it's just like a smaller version, right? These are smaller, so let's say this should be 28. No compression. And where did that atlas go? Under game view, I think. Yeah. Cool. And we can like, maybe we'll just duplicate these. We can overwrite them. I'll just make them look a little different. Just call them EP. Now we'll use my programmer magic to, no, give me, it's like, yeah. This is my version. Perfect. And same thing with this. The one with the blue squiggles. It's the one we want. All right, so let's add these to that atlas. And hopefully they don't take up too much space. It did not increase the size, that's good. We don't have the, we could make a new small font just for the numbers, which we do for Right now, I haven't been like optimizing for the fonts, but we'll probably make a specialized font just for the HP numbers like we do here and use that font. But right now we're just using a generic font that comes out of a different atlas. That's more of an optimization thing for later that we can do after we make sure it looks all looks good. But for now, let's change these things to use not this one, but I guess this is coming out of comic frame. It's funny, that should be coming out of character. Actually, no, that's not character. It could be out of character panel support, but that atlas is just like this tiny one just for the HUD. It's kind of interesting. We could probably have those, the deck and discard stuff come out of there as well and reduce draw calls. Always things to think about. So this is player hand EP and player cards in play EP. All right, now we should, and that one should be in there now. Let's see that these appear. All right, we didn't see the HP violator, but we see my other hilarious ones. Let's see. This is, oh, that's coming from Comic Frame True Color, but why isn't it coming from Character Panel Support, where that sprite is in there already? Let's just change this to be going from, maybe there was something looked bad or something like that because of a compression and they changed it once upon a time, but I'm going to change it back now since it's in that other atlas also, and if we need to readjust it later we can. There's always tweaks down the line. Ideally all the graphics in one thing here should be coming out of the same atlas, because it can just draw them all once on the screen. All right, so we do have, some stretching of that. So we'll have to make like a special version of this graphic that fits exactly here, but you can see overall, it's looking, it's looking like I changed the graphics, even though they look terrible. So yeah, so is that anything else left on the screen? There's this scroll bar and this highlight image. You can see, it's hard to see, but actually this highlight image is highlighting like over the edge here in a way that's not great. So we're probably going to want to make one that follows the curve here, because this is a highlight that's only showing up when it's like play a card on your turn. So it fits this box here. So we'll probably make a sliced image that highlights and includes the curve and looks nice and everything. But that's more of a nice, a polished thing as opposed to a generic thing. The scroll bar we'll want to change. I'm not sure if we have an idea of what the scroll bars look like yet. So that's something that we can think about. Yeah, let's commit what we've got here, because I think that's some decent progress, even though it's not finished. It's on the way. All right, so what do we do here? We rearranged some files, and we worked on getting some stuff into the character panel. Make some EP customizations. Temporary sprites. All right. So yeah, maybe we'll take on one of the more common dialogue boxes. So it's pretty common for you to want to say select a card. So if we say use explosive arrow here, we're going to get this dialogue, right? Select a target to be dealt damage. So we've got this preview here, this card here, and this card here, which are fine. There's this confirm button that's in multiverse style. This damage preview is multiverse style. Dialogue boxes and other stuff down here. The classic meanwhile button. We'll want that to be Earth Primey as well. So yeah, so let's take a look at this. So this is, a completely different area from what we were looking at before, and it's called the decision window. Whenever you have a decision that is more of a full screen situation, it's in this thing called the decision window. So we're going to want to add our customizations in here. All right. So yeah. So I think we're like, one thing to think about with everything here is like, should this be totally different on Earth Prime, or should it just be some different graphics and fonts? So I think this screen works pretty well, and I don't think it necessarily needs to change so much. I should also like make sure I always have some cards in hand that are gonna do what I want. So let me change my config here to continue the game. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna change how this screen, like the game view screen, is not gonna change in terms of the functionality. But some of the other screens in the app will be more different, I suppose you could say. But for this, we'll want to keep the usability pretty similar. So yeah, here we're going to want to mostly just update these buttons and stuff. So let's pull up decision window. It is a prefab. A lot of these things are prefabs just for ease of working. If multiple people are working on things at once, they can be changing the prefab instead of the main scene, which is convenient. We've got this middle part, which is for sub-decisions when you're choosing a deck and then a card, which we don't need to have that visible right now. So let's look at just changing some of the broad strokes of it. So the main area here, we've got this background sprite, which is comes with comic frame tiles, which is tiled images that we can use for various things. So I think we're going to want to put some of the tiles, some of these boxes and stuff into tiles, into this atlas as well. Like we'll make tiled versions. So let's put that box image into there as well. Do we have a folder for that? Comic frame tiles? Yeah, so let's make an Earth Prime folder in here just to keep track of it. And we'll add box 02 in there. And change this. Yeah, and then let's add this to comic frame tiles. Yeah, which should make it a little bigger. We're probably not going to have to be that big. How big is this? Yeah, so let's say max 512 for tiling purposes. It's also got like a border around it, so we're going to want like a tileable version of that. We don't have it at the moment, but we'll use it for now. Let's update that. Sure. So, one thing that's really annoying is it will never shrink the size of the atlas. It'll only grow it. I wonder if I delete it and then add it again, will it shrink? Shrink? Yeah. Okay, but it's not. Oh, I see. It's not going to rotate one of these. The sprite packer doesn't support rotating, which is annoying. So we're just going to increase the size of that atlas for now. We might have to make some adjustments to not increase the size of the atlas if we want, but for now we'll just let it increase. That's sort of a later thing, is optimizing these atlases to pack them into as small a space as we can. So for the background sprite here, we're going to want this right now is, that area, and it's got a black outline that we might not want. But that's just another sprite that's in behind it, so we can just turn it off or change it potentially. So let's add the series customizer and we'll change it to go use box 02. Let's just see how that looks with the black border. Maybe we like the black border. We can always change it or maybe make it a different color. Actually, I think this box probably should be one of these boxes with the, as I'm thinking of it, it should be one of the boxes with the like rounded corners, right? So maybe we actually change it a bit more. Yeah, so obviously that doesn't tile properly. But that's okay. So I'm thinking actually, yeah, we can wonder if we should make it like slice something and then tile. I was thinking we were gonna have we'll probably make an image that's like, where's my rule book again? It's like these. It's like a sliceable box with a gradient, and I think that kind of thing would be great for this here. So I think we're actually gonna want to be able to say, change this to be sliced. That's interesting. And so actually, maybe we just hide this and have a different one, because this background sprite is not functionally doing anything. We could just say like we hide this one for Earth Prime when we show a different one, because maybe it doesn't work as like a tiled thing or whatever. Because we do have in comic frame, we have this sliced box, which is sort of the idea of having a box that can be like that. We are using that here, so I wonder if, what if we say, yeah, I'm just trying to think if I can not use this. If I set one of the things with NGUI is if you have alpha on a sprite, it like applies to the children as well, which is kind of annoying. Which we could fix by like, this doesn't have to be actually beneath this. So we can say here, don't just set we can just hide it in Earth Prime, that texture. But we can say the outline, oh yeah, white squares. Again, that atlas doesn't have the sprite we want. I guess I could add a thing that's like also change the atlas. Maybe that's something that is useful. So here, GUI atlas. You have to change the atlas. So if sprite is not null, oh, and we'll be here in 5 to 7 minutes.
On an unrelated note, I added a tileable circuit board image.
Ooh, cool.
Just FYI.
All right. I'm just gonna go here. If bright atlas is not null, bright.atlas. So we can actually change the atlas, which I didn't have support for before. Yeah, we can add that tile. I'm not sure if we're gonna use it here, but I'm sure there's somewhere we're gonna use it. So like maybe even if we have a box that changed this top part, could use something like that.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like right now it's just like solid black and white, but you can make different varieties of it as needed.
Cool. So here, if we add a series customizer and we say, oh, we have an error. Why don't I have Oh, I see. I probably have to put... Won't let me put in iNGUI Atlas. Generic interface. Yeah, I have to put the new one, which is called NGUI Atlas. Waiting for my property to show up. Is it not showing up? Oh, it's still spinning. There we go. All right, so we want this to be comic frame. And the sprite name is sliceable box. And I think actually I've just, well, let's just see. It's not going to look great because I didn't actually change the settings. And actually it's just going to like show this right away, which is fine, even though it doesn't have any configuration. Woo, it looks super wonky because I didn't actually set the slicing up. So that's probably about halfway. 100. Cool. Maybe, yeah, I think that's okay. Might have a slight tick there. We can adjust it if needed. And let's see. Yeah, so we've got our cool shape to our box here. And yeah, maybe this heading is probably going to be more of like the like angular box or whatever, potentially. The button that has like a diagonal part to it. Like these ones, potentially. I'm not sure. Well, it's not actually a button, so I don't know. We'll have to see. So yeah, right now this is showing up as a black box, which is, we'll probably have some, yeah, like I said, we'll probably have a separate asset that generates this. So we'll change that, and so, you know, we can say set the color to white instead here. So when we pull it up, it'll be white instead of black, and we're just hiding the other sprite. If we play this card, yeah, now we're getting this box, and we've still got some more things that we're going to update here. So yeah, one thing we do have is quite a few buttons that use prefabs, and I think this button might be one of them. Yeah, this is complaining that I changed too much in the prefab. There we go. So the card area, title box, show more cards button, right? That's what I'm looking for. Yeah, show all button. Is this actually another prefab, or it isn't? No, it's not. Some of these buttons are other prefabs, but this one looks like it isn't. So we want this. So instead of using card outline white with border, we're going to want to use that sliceable box or sliceable button, most likely. And we'll probably like update that to have some different style to it. And the title font is going to be, I'm going to use, I'm not sure if we have specifically a button font, but we'll just switch it over to the outline one. Fonts. I'll go with the card titles font. And yeah, let's see how that looks. I think I have to update the slicing on that button as well. Where is it? I thought I added, oh, did I add? Oh, I guess it's button 05, actually. So Left border is about 100. Right border is 100. Bottom also 100? Yeah. Cool. And that's actually button 05. Let's take a look. Still going to be purple. I think we can change that. Maybe if we want, maybe we like the purple. All right, it got big. How did it? Oh, is the box going off of the label size, I wonder? I think it is. No? That's interesting. Aspect is free. Why did it go? Why did it get tall? It's not the size of it, right? It's that big. That's mysterious. I wonder, changing the sprite changed the size of it, but it's like based on this. It's keeping its size based on this. So how is it changing the size? That's mysterious. Let's check if my friend's gonna be here. Yeah. I'm gonna go check if they're outside. I'll be right back. All right, I am back. So I'm wondering if changing that sprite. Have you seen this before, Jennifer? Changing a sprite, changing the size of a button.
No, but nothing really surprises me when it comes to NGUI.
Because, like, all right, so unless some of the code that we've got is doing this, it doesn't make sense.
It's very strange.
So what if I, like, don't change the sprite just to, like, it doesn't, like, just by pressing play here, it's not going to grow. That's the main, just go back and undo something and then see if it still happens, right? That's debugging 101. All right, it didn't, so it is changing the sprite is what's causing it. I wonder if it's because the sprite is a different size. So we could use, I mean, the other...
Do you want a version of that? Do you need a version of that sprite that's a smaller number of pixels?
Yeah, you know what it is? Because the slicing of it has so much minimum space, right? The original one that it has, you can see. Yeah, that's why. Because it's so big. I think that's why. Uh, Actually, I can just make it smaller by doing this.
Yeah, Unity
Uh,
should be able to
yeah.
shrink it for you.
Like, what size is that comic or the card outline? White with border, semi-transparent. That sprite that it was replacing is card outline white with border, I think, and that's 128 by 128. So if we make it the same, we also make that 128 by 128 maximum. It's gonna make the thing get mixed up here, but the sprite settings are gonna be all wrong. But I can fix that. This could also just be like a square. It doesn't need to be so wide because it's sliceable. So yeah, this is more like now 30 or even 25 and 25. Yeah, that's control. Like, because of the slicing, it has the minimum 50 height right now, whereas before it was minimum 200 height. That's what was going on. So let's see.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, because it's gonna try to it's gonna enforce the slicing over anything else. So let's make this button 05, and we're gonna, I'm sure, iterate on all the details of these sprites. This is still pretty early, but mainly it's like getting this stuff in and hooked up, and then you can be free to make as many changes as you want. So, hey, look, the button looks good now. All right. Cool. So it's still purple. You know, we'll probably make different colors and stuff like that, but that's, at least right now, looking fine. Yeah, maybe the meanwhile, and we have an extra button that we can use. I guess that's for choose for me. Yeah, that's what choose for me is. So it's just called extra button right now. Let's just hook up a series customizer for that. And on the title, we'll also set up the font. And yeah, I have it turning off the gradient, which actually looks fine. Temporary hide button, meanwhile. Maybe we'll use one of the other button sprites for that. I don't know, this one, button 03. It's also probably too big for, I mean, it's fine for it to be big. We just have to figure out like the slicing and whatever, but I'm just gonna make it smaller for now. Let's make this one button 03 and change the label. Yeah, that looks cool. The blue looks nice on that, actually. Just the same tint. But it looks really cool. That's still the old one. And yeah, it's mad about it being on and not actually making sense. So yeah, so let's apply that. Where's the other meanwhile button? Temporary hide button. Is that a prefab? No, that's, oh yeah, give high five dialogue has its own. Where's the main meanwhile button? Where do you go back? Important button panels? Yeah, restore temporarily hidden dialogue button, aka the go back on meanwhile button. And again, there's some quirk where these key binding things get added multiple times. There's actually, I wonder if I can fix this. There's a thing that says a decoration you can add Unity component once. Disallow multiple component. I want to put that in the script that keeps getting put on things multiple times somehow. It also sometimes makes multiple of the keyboard hint. This is a prefab. I think it's the prefab evolution thing that we used before nested prefabs were a thing. Does this sometimes. The keyboard hint that it actually wants is none. Why? All right. And let's add the series customizer. And what was the one we were using? Button 3. And we'll set the font. Save. All right, so we still have this and this and this, but our meanwhile, oh, that's not the right button, I guess. I want that button with the angle. I want to change it to that. Let's see. It was this. Button 03, right? Isn't that what I put? Oh, I wonder it's because this one is sliced and the other one isn't? No, that shouldn't matter. Button 03. Now I'm curious. Why does the sprite look right in one place but not in the other? Oh, it doesn't even... Oh. But wait. Didn't change the sprite. Why not? That's mysterious. What? It changed the label, but not the sprite. What did I do wrong here? Something changing the sprite separately? I wonder if it's because the button has that set here. Is that the case on other buttons? Yeah, that's still like that. That looks the same. Sometimes it's a mystery. Is my sprite changing? See what happens if we turn it on manually here. There it has it. I bet if I now go to it, it's gonna be fine. No, it went back. It went back. So something is changing the sprite. Is it because of the animation? Oh, we're near the end of the stream here, but now I have a mysterious problem. That's always the way. Oh, I don't want this. I want UIGameView.cs, main one. There has to be a reference to this button somewhere. Restore temporarily hidden. Dialogue. This one. I don't think it does anything besides turn on and off, though. Yeah. So something to do with its button. Well, what if we... I think it's because its button is setting the sprite. We might have to set that also. That might be all there is to it. Yep. Okay. Now we have our meanwhile button with circuit boards. But yeah, that's a little blurry looking. We'll have to... I think since that one isn't... It is sliced. So we have to figure out exactly how to make sure that we can make it look good without appearing too big or whatever. I guess this one's sliced without any border, so it doesn't actually... It's not really sliced. Maybe we can have it be bigger and still look good. But yeah, so we've got a few more things we can adjust on this. Why don't we do some quick ones and then we can say that's the end. So there's this one here, which is just a font and the box. We'll leave the box for now because I'm not sure what we want that to look like yet, but we definitely want to change the font just to probably Myriad Pro, which is like the main text font. And the confirm button, we'll want to change that. Not sure what we want that button to look like, but we can change the font again to this. And yeah, the damage container showing the damage amount, we can update that font also. And there's some, the next previous button and damage types and stuff like that we might adjust, but let's just do that for now and say that's probably going to be it for today. Because we have at least updated the majority of that dialogue in a way that we can tweak it. And it's definitely, looking more like Earth Prime and less like Multiverse, which is the goal. Yeah, so I don't know if that's the right font for this, but it's, that font is turning way too big, so we'll have to adjust that probably as well. Some way to I think it's just filling the space as much as it can, and that maxed out higher for this font than for the other font. Cool. So I think that is, progress towards our goal here with the UI changes. I wanted to show you more about how we're doing it and extend a little more. But yeah, we'll continue iterating on these things, and you'll be seeing it in a more polished form soon enough. So yeah, more things for Jennifer to do to make those things look nice. But yeah. Yeah, I think it's one of those things that will, it looks kind of rough and then suddenly it looks really good. So
yeah, it's definitely moving in a good direction. It's gonna be really cool.
Cool. All right, so yeah, I think that's gonna do it for the stream today. Thanks to Jennifer for showing off all that environment stuff with Subterra. That's looking really cool and spooky. And we'll be continuing to show you more about Earth Prime as we keep moving along with it. Have a good weekend. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time.
All right, thank you. Thanks for joining us today.
Bye-bye.
Sentinels of Earth Prime is an all-new standalone game set in the world of the critically acclaimed Mutants and Masterminds role-playing game, and built on the rules of Sentinels of the Multiverse. Play as heroes of the Freedom League, fighting back against an array of dastardly foes from Earth Prime and beyond. Featuring 10 outstanding heroes, 4 insidious villains, and 4 immersive environments.